Namaste, my friends. I am Masha, and welcome to another episode of Geeking Out on Marseille series. In this episode, we will be having a look at two reproductions of Jean Noblet Tarot de Marseille, which I consider the first Tarot de Marseille as such deck ever. And those reproductions are by Joseph Peterson, which is the facsimile reproduction, and of course by Jean-Claude Fronois. This deck was released initially in 2007. And to keep the video a little bit shorter for you, in this video we'll only have a look at the trumps only side by side from those two beautiful decks, which both of them I love and use and adore. And I'm also aware that of two more reproduction of Jean Noblet Tarot, one of them being from the website called Torah Tarot, I think Torah Tarot, and it's the reproduction of Jean Noblet only trumps, the majors only, and the creator looks at the trumps from the Judaistic perspective, and I will link his website below. I don't have this deck. I'm aware that the cards are a little bit larger in size, having a look on his website. And another reproduction, or I must say that lady on Etsy who reproduced Jean Noblet, she has 4 different colorations available for you to have a look. And again, I don't have that deck, but my friend Diane Jireki of Indigo Moon Woman, she has one version of it, and I will link Diane's video as well in the description of my video below, so you can just click and watch the difference in the line work and coloration, along with the link to that Etsy shop of that creator who made different variations of Noblet cards available. But my favorites are those two hands. We will be having a look at only those two today side by side, and once again I mentioned that we will be having a look at the trumps only. And it's quite peculiar that Joseph Peterson, he states here that Jean Noblet Paris, or restoration of the oldest deck, Jean Noblet Paris, 1659, when Jean-Claude Fronois, he mentions on his website, Tarot History, that and I think in here somewhere as well, but anyway, so that this deck dates around 1650. So I want to kind of go with this more, that Jean Noblet Tarot dates 1650, but possibly 1659. Both of them are reproduced from the only copy. There is only surviving copy available of Jean Noblet Tarot, and it's kept in the National Library of France, Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. And of course, as I mentioned, we will have a look at more restored and cleaned version of by Jean-Claude Fronois versus, or together with, versus it kind of doesn't really apply here because they're both beautiful decks, with the more facsimile reproduction by Joseph Peterson. So let's have a look at the size, and again, both of the decks, where you can purchase them, will be linked in the description of the video below. So for more precise sizing with inches or centimeters, because I know some of us do measure in inches, some of us in centimeters, please go to those links provided, and there you will get the dimensions of the cards. But even from here, you kind of see already, if I have to put the cards this way, that the Peterson's cards will be thinner, and Jean-Claude Fronois deck is a little bit of a thicker one. But yeah, let's have a look. And I have those two versions, and I did round the corners of both. I do have a backup copy of Jean Noblet by Fronois, so they are the sharp corners here. So I've got a couple of cards here for the reference for this particular video. But if you have a look, so the same, I use the medium corner rounder. If you have that standard corner rounder from Amazon with 3 settings, small, medium, large, this one is the medium one. And if you have a look at the cards, let me place this one on top. The one by Fronois, is about a couple of millimeters shorter and about 1 millimeter narrower. Straight away we can see the difference with the backs. While the pattern is the same, the pattern is a bit larger and zoomed in Fleur Noir's version, when Joseph Peterson's is a little bit smaller. And again, we can see the difference in coloration. It's more aged, creamy, antique color in the Fleur Noir deck, and then Joseph Peterson has the whiter background. So yeah, it's just different, completely different cards, but we can see the difference in coloration here. The cardstock, this cardstock is way thicker, and as you saw in the comparison of the boxes, we can see it quite obviously. And because I will be only showing the majors only, I'm not going to pull the whole deck out, but as you can see how much narrower the Peterson's version of the Noblet deck is, but the cards are lovely. The cardstock, yes, so the Fleur Noir is very buttery, is very thick, so if you do riffle shuffling, it's probably not be the best deck for you. Where Joseph Peterson's one, it's more pliable, it's more flexible, it's a little bit waxier, way thinner, but I've been really enjoying this particular deck this week because I've been doing a bit of riffle shuffling, and the cardstock holds so beautifully, and I really love this cardstock. If you had previously the cards from not Printer Studio, I think, Make Playing cards maybe have the similar cardstock as well, but so they're the kind of the quality of the cards you will get. But again, these ones are as you will see the prices on the website for those decks, they're quite affordable actually, and Joseph Peterson is $25 and the postage around the world internationally is actually quite affordable as well, and so is the postage from France when Roxane Fleur Noir she posts those decks from. So yeah, that's that. With Noblet by Joseph Peterson, you don't get much information. You get an extra magician card, and we'll have a look when I flip the camera around, but you only get one card here with a little bit of information saying that the oldest Tarot de Marseille, of being Jean Noblet Tarot de Marseille, survives in a single deck only, preserved in the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, dated 1659, opposed to Fleur Noir's research dating the deck to about 1650. Produced in Paris by Jean Noblet, it's unusually small and shows many unique features when compared to later modernized decks such as popular designs of Nicolas Conver 100 years later. This reconstruction preserves the original art as much as possible, restoring colors to the original state and repairing damage. Missing cards 6 to 10 of swords have been carefully reconstructed. Reconstruction copyright 2016. So yeah, Fleur Noir deck was released in 2007, and this reproduction by Peterson, Joseph Peterson, was completed in 2016. Yes, both decks, if you look at the National Bibliothèque of France copy, the only copy available, 6 to 10 of swords are missing, and both of the Cartier's card restorers, they restored the missing swords, but I'm not going to go into them in this particular video, but please leave a comment if you want to see the comparison of the minors and the court cards. I will be happy to make another video to supplement this one as part 2 on Noblet Tarot. Yeah, so once again, to compare it with this size of the original tarot card that I use, a weight crackled back one, that you can see the Noblet deck is way smaller. Yeah, there's no big difference between those two Noblet cards, but yeah, so that's the size difference. And now we're going to turn the camera over and we're going to have a look a little bit closer, up close, at the majors, the trumps of those beautiful two reproductions of the oldest Marseille deck of 1650. That's what I want to believe. That's what my research has indicated more often. So on the left here we see the reproduction of the Noblet deck by Joseph Peterson. you go. Printed in Hong Kong, and then Noblet Tarot by Jean-Claude Flournoy. The facsimile version comes only with this card by Joseph Peterson, and the information from which I just read to you, where the reproduction by Flournoy comes with the booklet, and that's the newer my backup copy. So it's a newer booklet which is in English. We have preface, we have a brief history of tarot, talk about Jean-Claude Flournoy, talk about Jean Noblet, also about the mages. Here we have some descriptions of the mages, and 68 pages here, and 69 page orphans, a short biography by Jean-Claude Flournoy, the courtier who restored this beautiful deck, and who passed away in 2011. So we have a look at the fool here, and the fool is, again, he's quite unique, right? And his buttocks and genitals are exposed in Jean Noblet, but also it in some way shows that in 1650s people who created courtiers, their censorship wasn't quite present, and I think they had a bit of freedom and to express their humor and their message that they wanted to send through in those cards. So of course we can see the clean, sharp work in the Flournoy's version, and of course it's facsimile, so it's a bit truer and more muted on the version by Joseph Peterson. Again, whiter background, creamier, more antique background, and there are the bags just to show you them up close. So if we have a look at Dodal Fool, so you can see he is already a little bit more enclosed. And now we're having a look at the Magician cards. Peterson deck comes with 2 Magician cards, but I will show you this one first. So we can see the half of the finger is missing, or half of the wand is missing, and 3 fingers are missing in this variation of this card. In Le Batalor, the Magician card. So the shortened wand, of course. And if you put this one aside, so that's another restored card for the Magician by Flournoy, so where he restored the wand and restored the missing fingers. Also, the uniqueness of the Noblet deck is when we have a look, and let us have a look at this one. So you can see the 3 dice present at on the Magician table. When you have a look at the further decks, well, this is a Jean Dodal of 1701, but further further Marseille decks, we don't have dice on the Magician table of the Magician. So that's another unique feature of the Noblet Tarot de Marseille. The Empress. So again we see the ball here is white and here is light blue. The eyes are a little different, the shape of the face is a little bit different. So again, discrepancies in the coloration of that globe. I love both of those decks, so I wouldn't be able, now that I have both and I read with both, I wouldn't be able to pick which one I prefer. They're both, they kind of have their advantages. I love that the brightness of the Fleur Noir, but I also love the more muted coloration of Joseph Peterson one. And as I've been trying to riffle shuffle, I really like the way the Peterson shuffles with the bit of a thinner cardstock. So we can see how colors differ. Death card, so probably it's worth pointing now that we are familiar with our Marseille decks, Marseille Tarot de Marseille, which don't have the Death La Mort written as a title of the card, so Noblet one-headed. And once again, next deck, Jean Dodal, the name, the Death title has disappeared. I do love this death. It's a fun deck, Noblet. Star card. In later reproductions or later Marseille decks, we see the bird on the left. So I just show you here in Dodal, you see the bird on the left. The last card, the world, Le Monde. And there we have it, the look at the beautiful cards of the oldest Tarot de Marseille deck. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts and opinions on which particular reproduction do you prefer. Do you prefer a little bit of true facsimile reproduction of Tarot Noblet restored by Joseph Peterson, or do you prefer the brighter, sharper line work and creamier background by the Noblet reproduced by Jean-Claude Fleur Noir? I will also link in the description of the video below the link to the National Bibliothèque, National Library of France, where you can have a look at the scanned original cards that are available there, so you have that point of reference as well, especially if you really like your Noblet Tarot de Marseille. But I just hope so much that you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions on Marseille decks or comparison or any request for my Geeking Out on Marseille series, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Geeking Out on Marseille. Namaste.